Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
All right, here we go. We are kicking things off. It's Thursday. We are live on the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar. You know that by now. And I am of the opinion that Thursday is the start of the weekend. So it is the start of the weekend. The patio table starting to fill up. Happy hour underway. Specials at Sliders are numerous. The indoor bar is filling up. And, of course, Johnny Pop running the famous Oyster Bar here at Sliders Oyster Bar. Terry Norvelle, Casey Kurtz producing, and Patrick Young joining us. Patrick, wow, here we go. Let's lead things off. Word has it you have some breaking news you need to talk about.
Breaking news, kind of bittersweet, but also a positive. If you look at a person's career,
okay.
Great Jeff Driscoll has resigned from UNF basketball and is taking a position at Kansas State as the associate head coach.
Wait a minute. Matt Driscoll, not Jeff.
Matt Driscoll, excuse me, not Jeff. Matt Driscoll.
Not the quarterback.
Same last name,
but
no relation. Matt Driscoll.
Well, give me that again now. That's big news. Matt Driscoll, a wonderful member of our community in the sports world.
Yep.
He is leaving UNF after how many years, and where's he going?
15 years at UNF. Longtime assistant Bobby, whose last name is free and slipping me right now, which I should know. He's taken over for the program.
Okay.
Obviously, he's been in the area. I mean, he knows Jacksonville so well. But Coach Driscoll is going to Kansas State as the associate head coach.
That is wonderful for Coach Driscoll and his family. A Power 5, really good basketball program.
Yeah.
But what a sad moment for our community. Coach Driscoll has been such a good ambassador to our community, ambassador to ASUN basketball, UNF basketball. I don't know if you've known him real well. I've known Coach pretty well. Just a wonderful personality.
I haven't kept in touch with him as much as I should have over these years, but he's had me come speak to his team before, and
nice.
Early in my career, used the gym to work out, and his faith. Like Matt Driscoll is one of those guys that has the energy that people are jealous about.
Yeah, absolutely. Always. I mean, you talk about a type A personality. You talk about when the eyeballs open up in the morning, it is go time for Coach Driscoll. Yep. I mean, he is.
It's like kids, man. Kids and Penny. I mean, I bet at Penny, as soon as she hears you rustle around in the morning, all right, we're gonna go.
It's go time. It is go time, man. That is, and you said it, I think, earlier a moment ago. Bittersweet. That is wonderful for Coach. He deserves it. Really built UNF basketball up. I mean, UNF now in the era of the portal. I mean, they're getting pillaged because of his good players. They're going to Tennessee, obviously,
oh, man.
and they're going to different Power 4 schools. And that's a testament to Coach Driscoll and his coaching staff. I mean, and their eye for talent. Chaz Lanier
and their development.
Chaz Lanier may get drafted late in the second round. Did you know that?
He wasn't, and it's crazy. He wasn't really doing. He transferred as a senior from junior to, or was it graduate year or senior year? Last year of eligibility, he was solid. He was okay. Yeah. Like obviously, he had a really good year at UNF before he transferred over, but he made such a big jump because he really wasn't on everyone's radar until he had that great year. So this is a pro, obviously, of NIL. Yeah. Like he might get drafted. He got to play at Tennessee. They were this close, to go into the first Final Four this year.
Yeah, deep run. That was a good Tennessee team. Well, hey, Pat, that's a good breaking story, a good feel-good story. It really is. I know. And I know you said they're going to hire with him.
I got a few things, man. I got a few things to before we get local. Well, the next one which is pretty interesting. Speaking of Tennessee and the current space that we're in, is Kai Ziegler, and this is why we need an attorney on here to break this down for me.
Absolutely, he's fighting. He's fighting, right?
For a 5th year.
Yeah, he's fighting, and his argument is that I graduated so quickly. Don't punish me because I got done in 4 years, and you get 5 to play 4. He's like, well, shouldn't I? What if I was a slower? What if I was a slower degree earner, and it took me 5 years? I want that year back. That's his argument, and Patrick, I can understand it because the guy Ziegler is probably not an NBA prospect. He's awfully small. Right. So he thinks he's probably got 1 more year of monetary making in college basketball.
I could only see it, a great ground to stand on is if you say my freshman year, I did not have the potential to make money. I don't know if that's the case or not, but you say NIL wasn't in place and I lost earning potential and blah, blah, that's not fair. And they make like a one, because obviously if he wins this, we're going to 5 years, 5-year players in college now.
And I would think
that's going to be the minimum.
Yeah. And I don't know the guy Ziegler's full background, but I would guess, I don't know. His argument is going to be, man, don't punish me for not needing to come back another year to college to get my degree. Don't punish me for getting my degree in 4 quick years. I could have used that. So
it's a little. I don't feel like it has a lot of legs to stand on.
Yeah. Interesting.
That being their main argument, I don't think so.
That is interesting. Did you have another piece of news you had? You said you had a couple things.
Yeah, this is the sad one. This is a sad one for us. The owner of the Colts, Jim Irsay, passed away.
I saw that.
Talked about it on the show. Yeah,
we did, and that happened, I guess, late evening yesterday. And that's a shame. 65 years old, and I didn't know Jim Irsay. I think I passed him in the press box once or twice over the last 25 years.
Okay.
With the Jaguars, but didn't know the guy. But and this is not a negative what I'm going to say, but he as I understood it, and just from afar reading and watching, he was a different bird. He was a little bit different bird.
He's probably. I mean, he's Jerry Jones without the success, in a sense.
Well said. Well,
Jerry Jones. He. I don't think there's anybody influencing Jerry Jones's decisions.
No, not at all. All right, Pat, we got a lot of stuff to get to. Hopefully we get you on maybe the first hour or so. What the hell happened in Madison Square Garden last night? Can you help me? Can you pick it up from here and tell me?
I need to go back. I need to go back because, ESPN has that live game, who's going to win predictor.
Sure.
And I have to believe that when it was 121 to 112 with 54 seconds left, at minimum, it had to be 97%. Come on.
It's over. It's over. In Madison Square Garden.
I wish so much that Tyrese Halliburton, that shot he hit the center to overtime, I wish that would have been game over because what a game one. If he knocks that shot down as the game winner.
How far do you think his toe was onto the line? I mean, was it 2 inches maybe?
Maybe an inch and a half.
Oh my God.
Maybe. But Kevin Durant some years ago, he hit a big time shot and a three and his toe was on the line, and it sucks. Like with his toe being back behind that line, made that shot not go in. No, but the rules are the rules.
The rules, Pat. Out of all the times you've played basketball, all those games, all as a player, as a teammate, even sitting on the bench watching a game, I want you to talk about when a basketball shot hits that back of the rim and goes straight up in the air. Pat, what are the odds it falls through the basket? It's gotta be very low.
I only know of what I can remember. Well, this is it may have happened in my career, but the timing at which it happens. would have made it more relevant to remember, because there's probably times shooting around the basket, someone makes one like that. There was no meaning attached to it. It's just but Kawhi Leonard, the shot he hit against the Sixers the year they won in 2019, one of the most amazing shots. It's for the game winner. Embiid's guarding him. He drives baseline. He shoots it. It does the craziest funky bounce on the rim, like boop, 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 in. And that. But you know what's crazy? In European rules, FIBA rules, you can knock that ball off the rim.
Is that right?
Someone could have went up and slapped that ball from going in the basket, and they both would have been legal plays.
Wow, I didn't know that. I did not know. You know what it reminded me of a little bit? Now, the shot I'm going to reference went through much more pure than Halliburton's did last night. It reminded me of Walter Clayton, because remember, Halliburton got the ball and he ran to the three-point line with his back to the basket, turned it around and hoisted it.
Yeah.
Remember, Clayton had that same type of shot.
That crazy play.
Yeah, I mean, Clayton buried his with nothing but net, but my God, Patrick, that ball just doesn't normally bounce that high off the back of the rim and then drop straight down like it did. And how bad would it have been had Indiana ended up losing and Halliburton's thinking, oh my God, 1.5 inches. And you said a good thing because of all your basketball experience. That 1.5 inches on the line or behind it didn't make the shot. It was going to go. His big toe was just too big. Can you imagine if he made it, but they ended up losing because he couldn't make a three-pointer? He made a two-pointer. Ooh. Oh, Patrick Young. Wow. The Knicks have to win. Right? The Knicks have to win game 2, right? They've got to win the next game, right? They can't come back if they go down.
This is like now, like the Pacers are gonna play better, more free. One you're playing with money, and it's a little bit more on edge. So are they going to stay? What helped the Knicks so much, because they weren't shooting well, and the Pacers were. The Pacers turnovers took away a lot of shot opportunities. And man, I look at a guy like Mitchell Robinson. I look at a guy, and he's taller than me, and he does have longer arms. He has one job.
Yeah. Get
offensive rebound. I'm like, I could have freaking done that. And I would have shot better free throws than him, because his free throws, like, would not have done a hack and shack on me. I'm just being a little salty over here, man.
I hear you. I hear you. And then from the Knicks' point of view, again, my God, they lose a home game in overtime on a miracle shot to send it in overtime. And Brunson had 43, and Carl Anthony had 32. I mean, you hate to lose with a guy giving you 43 or whatever it was. Oh, God, that hurts, man. Hey, and what about Halliburton? He goes to the choke sign, and that was towards Spike Lee, obviously. That was Spike Lee. And,
he was doing the Reggie Miller thing.
The Reggie thing, right? Oh my goodness. Hey, Spike, man. If you're going to be that flamboyant of a fan, you got to take the good and the bad, right? Got to take the good and the bad. Oh,
yeah, you do.
Hey, Patrick, can you imagine being one of those? You know me. I took any of the other 3 teams other than the Knicks. I don't like New York teams. I don't like New York people. I don't like New York. I don't like Northeast. I don't like used guys. I don't like pop. I like Coke. You know. Can you imagine?
Tell me how you really feel about New Yorkers.
You got it, pal. Hey, Patrick, can you imagine you're one of the 21,000 New Yorkers in Madison Square Garden last night? What a tough subway ride home that was to load that long. Oh, that had to hurt. Oh,
Terry, let me get your opinion. Let me get your opinion on this, though, Terry, because this happened. This happened recently in the previous series. There was a Pacers fan. They knocked out Cleveland, but there was a Pacers fan that was egging on the Knicks after the Knicks or some game. It wasn't this game, and they jumped him. They jumped. I mean, as a person that uses common sense, If I am going to go to a game and like wear the other jersey, I might take my jersey off after I'm going outside the arena, or like get to my car as fast as possible. I'm not going to trash talk the home team. People crazy.
Yeah,
people crazy.
They got on him, didn't they? They got on my boy.
You hate to see it. And I'm never going to be one to say like, that person, he was the reason that they hit him. Because, we can always say, I think any solution can be solved without violence. But like, dude, he was asking to start a fight.
It looked like it, didn't it? It really did. That was sad. I hate to see stuff like that.
Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol. Yes. You know that song? That's Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, yes, and it's very true in most cases. Blame it on the alcohol. Hey, Pat, real quick, we had Coach. Was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago. We had Coach Martin on.
How was it?
And it was fabulous. The guy's so smart.
He's
as
excellent,
you said.
Man.
So basketball savvy, but we also obviously talked about his basketball camps. Hey, if you're looking to put your kid in a summer camp and your child, a male or female, is a basketball player, or you think they may have some aptitude, you really need to contact Jacksonville Basketball Academy. Go to jacksonvillebasketballacademy.com. All summer they'll have camps, about 9 weeks of camps. They start on May 27th, so you've got about a week or so to go ahead and get started. You can sign up for one or multiple camps all the way through August 4th. Your basketball player will learn at their level. Number one, that's important. They will be put in the right level. Maybe you've got a youngster that is looking to try out for the school team for the first time coming up this next school year. Maybe you've got a youngster that is already into the game of basketball and just wants to definitely improve his or her basketball skills. You can't go wrong. Jacksonville Basketball Academy, they'll work on everything from shooting to passing, footwork, understanding the game, and teamwork. Coach Martin and his staff.
And fun, man. Hey, I've been to those camps. It's fun. Your kids will have a great time. They will be begging you to take them back next year.
How about that? And there are 9 weeks of these camps. Yes, you can sign up for multiple weeks if you would like, but they're going to fill up fast. You probably want to get making a move right now. Here's the easiest way, as Coach Martin said. Go put this in Google, JacksonvilleBasketballAcademy.com. JacksonvilleBasketballAcademy.com, and you can get all signed up and take care of summer camp. We got to keep our kids involved all summer. And especially if they're a basketball player, male or female now, boys or girls, they will. They've got camps to fit every level. And I don't know if you're a big man, if you're a guard, they're going to put you in the right camp to enhance your basketball skills and knowledge. And as Patrick said, you're going to have a good time doing it. All right, last
thing I'll say.
Yeah,
to my helicopter parents that are living. Hey, I'm not trying to take shots. We know they're there. You're living vicariously through your children, and you're trying to figure out. Maybe you're not a basketball dad, and you don't, but you know your son loves it.
Yeah,
this is the place. You got to start now. If you want your kid to have the best opportunity to get a scholarship, to play on the next level, to be the first one in the family to graduate, etc. And you hate to say it, but if you start too late, if you start by age 12. The chances of you making it there are just so much less than someone that started at third grade. So
that is tough. Pat,
don't want to lose sight of the fun of it, but that's, from the business side of it and career and future, consider that.
Well said. I saw some of the notes that said Coach Martin to date has moved on some 45 or more high school age kids into college basketball scholarships, for over 45, including a couple of NBA guys. Some guy named Grayson Allen is still in the league, for God's sake. And he was dribbling at this camp several years ago. Isn't that right? How about that?
Crazy?
Utah Jazz, Grayson Allen. All right, Patrick Young going to hang around another segment or so, hopefully. I got a lot of stuff to get to. A lot of college baseball. We've got a final from the SEC today. Florida and Ole Miss played kind of a weird game last night. Gators get eliminated. We'll talk about what happened. Wasn't the prettiest game, We'll talk about that. What's going on in college baseball conference tournament play. Over in Tallahassee, the Knolls open up their super regional softball play later tonight. A lot to get to. And don't go anywhere. We're going to talk about the enhanced game. I'm going to leave you a game. I'm going to let you think about it. The enhanced games. What could that be? Not growing ball. Yet,
sorry.
But it could. That and a whole lot more. Patrick Young, Terry Norvelle, and you on the other side. Coming to you live from Sliders Oyster Bar. Stay with us.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
There you have it. We are back taking a look at all the college football helmets. I want to say just over 90 days before college football gets going. But we've got some college basketball.
That's it. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, three months away.
Baby.
Patrick Young, Terry Norvelle here on a Thursday night. Oyster Bar. But Pat, want to get back. Well, I want to hit this a lot because I've always liked Matt Driscoll, our buddy, the long time 15-year head basketball coach over at UNF. I've had him on the air a million times. He could not be more hospitable. Always pitching his product and the great game of college basketball. Pat, tell people the news with Coach Driscoll from UNF today.
Yeah, Coach Driscoll today, he resigned from UNF as the head basketball coach and is taking a position over in Kansas State as the associate head coach. Great for him. You know, I don't think he's ever had an opportunity to sit behind. He might have, but to sit behind someone at a big Power 4 school, even though, you know, Kansas State wasn't great last year. They were pretty good the year before with Keontae Johnson. And I should have looked this on the break, but his longtime assistant coach, first name Bobby, last name is fleeting me right now. He will be taking over. And, with Coach Driscoll having been such a figure and so energetic and so ambitious and so driven, obviously we want Coach Bobby to be his own man, but, how well is he going to do with funding the entire UNF program as Coach Driscoll did for many years with those money games? I hope that's not going to be an issue.
So I'm looking here, and I don't know the tie, but Jerome Tang, T-A-N-G, I know the name. You do as well. Jerome Tang.
I know the tie.
Okay, go ahead.
I know the tie. I do. Now that you said it. So
he's the
Scott
head
Drew
right now. Go ahead.
So Jerome Tang, Scott, Coach Driscoll, and our coach over at Wichita State, they were all together at Baylor for 20 years ago, all together at Baylor. Because Jerome Tang, at Kansas State, this is his first head coaching job. He was associate head coach for a long time behind Scott Drew. You just reminded me when you said his name.
How about that? They all had Baylor ties, it looks like.
Yeah, man.
Baylor ties with Scott Drew. And I know a little bit about Coach Tang because I remember when Keontae went up there, he's known as a real players coach. And my God, I would think that's Matt Driscoll's middle name, players coach, right? I mean, he's got to be wonderful to play for. So tip of the hat, good for Coach Driscoll, bad for our community, but man, he's done good things, really made UNF basketball a thing. They made it to the play-in. Remember, they made the play-in game about 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh,
yeah. They made the play-in game.
So, you got to look at the numbers, right, Terry? UNF, they need to make the tournament once every 5 years. And within those other 4 seasons that they don't, you got to be competitive. You got to make the Final Four in the conference championship. One appearance in 15 years. That's you hate to see that because he's been there so long. You got to be a little bit better. Got to find a way.
Yeah, and I don't know the inner workings of UNF athletics and UNF basketball, but you also got to get some help from your administration. And nowadays, you got to have some money. Frankly, you got to have some money. And I don't know that, but Coach Driscoll, I know in terms of JU UNF has turned into a fun 2-game series and sometimes 3-game in basketball when they play in the conference. But I mean, it may only last a day and a half, but it's appointment viewing. You've been to some of those games. You called, right? I mean,
I have.
UNF basketball on the back of Matt Driscoll understands promotion, and he got it, right? He got the whole. We got to pitch this thing, man. We're not. This isn't the University of Florida hosting Kentucky on Tuesday at 7:30. This is JU versus UNF, either on this side of town or that. And he got it, didn't he? He really understood.
They're great.
The marketing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those guys really did not they respected each other, but you're going to win. It's basketball, and those games are always fun. I got a chance to call the one in Jackson at JU, and UNF, man, their style of play. They shoot a lot of threes. They get up and down at you. They take care of the ball. They knock down free throws. They handled JU and shocked them early in that game with their three-point shooting. Now, Coach Bobby's task is going to be, can you maintain that style of play? I think they need to make some tweaks, The whole thing, because you remember UNF with this 3-and-D style of play came into Gainesville this year, and obviously they came in against a team that was going to be the national champions, but they lost by 50.
Yeah,
not 50, not 1-5, not 1-5, 5-0. 50. And one other thing that I guess I'm late on this. I am late on this. FSU landed Robert McCray. He will be starting for the Seminoles next year.
I did know that. He is the guard from JU, and Patrick, when he gets hot, he can score in bunches. He's a little at times wild, but JU, man. Which unfortunately JU lost their leading scorer from this past team. Yeah. Remember, JU made it to the final game, right? Didn't they get eliminated in the final game in the ASUN? I think they made a run.
Two seasons ago, they ended up. It was an awesome game against Stetson, and Stetson ended up winning that game late. And then Stetson had to take on number 1 seed, the Purdue Boilermakers.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Congratulations, you made the tournament. That's it.
And last thing on UNF, and help me, Pat, because I may have this stat off, but I think it was not this past basketball season. I think it was last year when Chaz Lanier was still at UNF, his final year. I think UNF led the nation in 3-point shooting. They play jack it up. They led the nation.
They jack it up, man.
Right? Am I right about that?
Yeah, and I always thought it was a weird fit for Kent Jackson from Episcopal, fantastic player. Always thought it was strange that he went to JU instead of going to UNF, and he actually is transferred over to UNF. So a system that seems to fit his style a little bit better, and I'm just very curious to see how it goes.
I'm looking, and I know his dad, Mark Jackson, for years. Great athlete. And,
Mark Jackson, great man. Yeah, absolutely.
Super guy. And I wish nothing but the best. When Kent, and he got a little playing time at JU, but he probably fits the UNF style a little better. And he's so
when you got 4 other guys on the court that are going to shoot too. You got to respect everybody. When you got 4 other guys that don't shoot, it's going to be really hard to get your shot off. It's going to be really hard, Terry.
I would agree. Pat, changing to college baseball last night. Boy, kind of an ugly game. It was a late start. Florida gets eliminated yesterday in Hoover. Last night, I should say. Ole Miss beats Florida 3-1 in the 4th and final game last night. First pitch was like 9:15 local.
Yeah, it was late. It was late, man.
10:15 here. I watched most. I got into going into the 8th inning, I said, man, I'm done. It was a weird game. It was a well-pitched game by both teams. Ole Miss and Florida pitched it real well, but it was an ugly game. Both teams kicked the ball around. Florida kicked it around a little more than Ole Miss. So the Gators go home 1-1 from the Pat, I've just –
When's the last year they won? You remember the last year they won the SEC tournament?
It's been a while. They've won it like 7 times, but it has been a good 10 years, I think, since they've won it.
Yeah.
But, Pat, I don't have anything to back this up concrete. Florida goes 1-1 out in Hoover. They're going to go to regional play. My guess right now is they didn't quite do enough to get that regional host. I think and I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know if I
Send
think
them to Florida State.
I think they needed one more win. My guess is they're not. My guess is Florida State's going to be the 8 national seeds come out, I think, Sunday. I think Florida State's going to be so high that the committee might not want to send a number 2 the quality of Florida. I think Florida may end up in either Georgia Tech, Atlanta, or Chapel Hill, North Carolina. But Pat, I hope I'm wrong. I think they're going to fall 1 win short of hosting, which is a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
It's tough to win those 2 games, those 2 series on the road. It really is. They did it last year, but Pat,
they did it last year against and what a great series that was.
Oh,
what a great run that was last season. That's why you love college baseball. That was a prime college baseball series right there, man. Oh man.
Yeah, definitely. I want to get some other scores out. Yesterday, Georgia got sent home. They were 0-1 barbecue. Oklahoma beat Georgia yesterday 3-2. Oklahoma moves on to today. And earlier today, the story that's developing in the SEC tournament is Texas A&M. Left for dead, the preseason number 1. They had a miserable season. They've probably got to either win the SEC baseball tournament, Patrick, or at least get to Sunday. They won again today. A&M has knocked out Mississippi State, and they knocked out Auburn today 3-2. So the big story brewing right now in the SEC baseball tournament is Texas A&M. Are they going to do something stupid and win their way? If they get to Sunday, even if they don't win it, that might be enough to get them in there.
That might be. Yeah, I mean, that'd be so cool to see a team, like, again, another awesome base. What if they got hot enough to win the whole thing? Or like make it to the just hot enough to make it. Because anything can happen. You think
wasn't that
was it a few years ago? Was it Ole Miss or was it Mississippi State? It was one of the two that they just got hot at the end of the season. OKC's okay year, and went on to win the whole thing.
Yeah, well, actually, Ole Miss, Mississippi State and Ole Miss won the thing back-to-back years.
Back-to-back years, yep.
But Mississippi State, the year they won it, they were really good, and they were expected to make a run. The year you're referencing, Ole Miss won it the following year. Yeah, they had to make a hell of a run. Yeah, they had to make a hell of a run to get there, and then they won the damn thing.
Yeah. Isn't that something? That's why, like, you don't get stories like that. I hope, the NIL hasn't stopped, teams that barely make it in. Like, if they get in, they got a chance. They got a chance. Because you still want to. I believe that you can win with any style of play that's executed, believed by your team, and it's really cool to see that it's not. There are some instances, like sometimes Terry, you just got to have better players. Like that's what Mac Brown said. Dabo was talking when I was at that thing on Thursday. Dabo was talking about this and that and standard and all these guys, and Mac Brown's like, sometimes you just got to have better players.
Yeah. That's so true. That's so true. Sometimes my Jimmys and Joes are better than your Jimmys and Joes, my man. Right?
Right. But you do like to believe that, like, Princeton beating Georgetown. None of those guys went to the NBA or anything, but their style of play and their commitment, it worked out. They were able to knock off a Goliath. It happens.
How about that? Yeah. How about that? Hey, before we take another break, Pat, I want to throw this out. I love me some regional and super regional and College World Series softball. I love it. Florida State tonight, they get going. The Seminoles, who, by the way, they won a national title in softball as well not that long ago. Florida State super regional tonight, 7:00 first pitch. They are hosting Texas Tech, who I don't know a lot about Tech, but I do know they've got one of the best pitchers in the country. Florida State tonight.
I'm glad you just said that, Terry. Sorry if I got that far away. I'm glad you just said that.
Go ahead.
So the pitcher, she's the highest paid softball player ever. She got paid. She was a freshman last year at Stanford. She went all the way. They went to the Final Four. She is black girl. I mean, it doesn't matter. But she is excellent, and she made like I saw the poster. It was a little bit over $1 million for her jersey, for something else, and the transfer $1 million as a softball. She's that good. I would not be surprised if she got another offer to a SEC school for another $1 million or more next year.
Yeah, definitely. And as you know the game of softball, and I do as well, if she's that good, the concern for Florida State is, what if she comes out and sticks it up your tonight? Softball pitchers can go day after day after day because of the anatomical underhand. But tonight, FSU opens up their super regional. They're scheduled Thursday, Friday, Saturday if needed. Tomorrow, Florida, Georgia get together in Gainesville. Florida is hosting the Georgia Bulldogs. That's going to be a war, obviously, anytime Florida, Georgia gets together. But softball, Florida, Georgia, Gainesville is Friday, Saturday, Sunday if needed. But man, I love me some softball playoff time. I love it, Patrick. It's
absolutely
really
the best, man.
Really fun.
The games are they're so competitive. I mean, and for me, you know, I've had some crazy medical stuff going on these last 2 years. I was in the hospital in May for the last 2 years, and the thing that just brought me so much joy was watching Florida softball just go out there and compete. And hey, the girl Kendra Falby, the center, she might be the best center fielder I've ever seen.
Hey, all I know is
so small, she catches everything.
All I know is when you just said her name, she just made a catch hanging over the center field wall again. That's all she does. She is one great defensive player. All right, Pat, let's take another break. I'm not sure of your schedule. If you can stick around. I still have classic stories today. I have an absolute classic Colorado Rockies story, and it has to do with how bad they are. And we also have enhanced games. This thing's going to happen. I'll tell you what, I'll tell everybody about the enhanced games that is going to happen. It looks like May of next year. You won't believe this. People have been calling for it. I think it's going to happen. That and a whole lot more. He's Patrick Young. I'm Terry Norvelle. It is a Thursday edition, the Young Norvelle Show. You know it right here on Action Sports Jacks. We are live. If it's Thursday, we're on the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar in Neptune Beach.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry. We still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who's coming to your house. You know they will be well trained and they will respect your home. air conditioning convenience at BoldCityAC.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. BoldCityAC.com. And they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at BoldCityAC.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
All right, here we go. A little overcast over the beautiful. The old motto used to be the bold new city of the South. That's what they used to call Jack's Vegas, and that kind of that little moniker got pushed to the side. I don't know if Pat's still with us. I don't know if Pat, you remember that it was the bold new city of the South. I'm not sure if Patrick's with us. I know Casey, you're probably too young to remember that. The bold new city of the South. I'm not really sure what we call Jack's Vegas now. I think we've got a different description. Welcome back. It is a Thursday. We're live on the patio, which is filling up. Happy hour going strong here at Sliders Oyster Bar. You know Sliders by now. Institution down here in the Neptune Beach, Atlantic Beach area. The Corner is what it's called. And this is the longest running restaurant on the corner, in the corner. And that speaks volumes because this is a very famous, popular location in this area. And Sliders still going strong. Remember, they feature Safe Harbor Seafood, which over right down the street in Mayport, where the boats come in and they get offloaded with the fresh seafood. Doesn't get any fresher than that. Over in Mayport, they actually have Safe Harbor Seafood Restaurant and a Safe Harbor Seafood Marketplace. If you want to buy by the bulk and take home and you prepare it, put it in your freezer, or go ahead and prepare it that afternoon, that evening. So a lot of options for the best seafood, the freshest seafood you will find anywhere in our area. That is, you can get it served to you at Sliders Oyster Bar, featuring Safe Harbor Seafood. I think I heard Patrick. You still with us, Pat? Oh, maybe not. Maybe that was Casey Kurtz, but I want to get into this story. Casey,
I think there's a chance you're just hearing things there because nothing was going on. Okay. You were just doing your thing, but I'm here.
Yeah. All right, Casey, you ready for the enhanced games? Got to get this out. This is one I may save also when we have our out of bounds segment with comedian Mike Freed. But all right, it looks like this is going to happen. There's a group that has put together what they are calling the enhanced games 2026. So next May, this time next year, in Las Vegas, supposedly the enhanced games are going to happen. And over the years, you've heard people talk about this. Why don't they? So a new company hoping to infuse unprecedented levels of science, money, and performance-enhancing drugs into Olympic-style sports says it will hold its first formal competition in May 2026, held in Las Vegas. Enhanced Games announced on Wednesday. They will host in 1 year athletes that will be, if not PEDs, will be allowed, if not encouraged, right? So they want you to come to this as enhanced as you can do it. To use PEDs like steroids, testosterone, growth hormone that are typically legal to possess, but banned in sports. Organizers say they hope to remove the stigma of using these substances and promote safer ways to push the limits of human performance. All right, we'll stop right here, Casey. First thought. You just heard that. First thought. Crazy. Why not?
Absolutely love
First
it.
thought. Yes.
Why
So
not?
the company founder, a guy named Aaron D'Souza, he's the founder and president. He was they had a big blowout announcement on the Strip in Las Vegas. And he says, quote, "We are here to move humanity forward. The old rules didn't just hold back athletes, they held back humanity." So it gets better, Casey. So according to the founder, the company's offering substantial financial incentives to athletes who will likely have to give up future opportunities. Now, of course, if you voluntarily get into a situation like this, you're going to be shunned, right, Casey? I mean, obviously, you can't go to you will have been knocked yourself out, basically.
Sure.
You've knocked yourself, right? So knowing that they're going to do Olympic-style events, to use that as the barometer, there will be, according to this release, a $500,000 purse for each event, and it says $250,000 to the first place finisher in the events. So I'm assuming it'll be like $250, $150 for silver and the ballot, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
$250,000 will go to the first place finishers in the enhanced games, but it gets a little better than that. Okay. How about this? The enhanced games has already signed its first $1 million check as a bonus for beating any world record. So if you participate and win, you're going to get $250. If you break the existing world record, say in the 100 meters, you're going to get a million for breaking that.
Interesting.
Casey, I'm checking back in with you. So far at this point, how are you with this?
I'm still in. I'm still very much in.
It's cool. So, anywho, that's basically what they're doing. And I mean, the participants are all going to be adult age, I would think, right? That can make their own decisions. Again, as he said in this release, the substances that they're encouraging you to use are not illegal to possess, right? I mean, this is not illegal drugs that you can get arrested for.
Yeah, you're all
right?
good.
You could I could have a box of steroids in my car, can't I? It's not against the law.
Yeah, it sounds like you can. It'd be weird, but you could.
Yeah. So, if this comes off, it will be interesting. Now, the founder and the president, D'Souza, whatever his name was, I just said, they've already raised a lot of money. There are a lot of billionaires involved, and I won't bore you with a lot of the billionaires. I looked up their background. These are legitimate billionaires that have put up some initial money, right? There's millions of dollars behind this, and I'm sure they're thinking if this thing catches on, there's a payout.
Sure.
There's a hellacious, but to give you an idea, one of the most recognizable billionaire that I did recognize, and this guy's legit, is the guy that founded PayPal, Peter Thiel, I think.
Oh, wow.
His name. Yeah. The guy from PayPal, that guy's got a lot of money, and that guy's pretty smart. But there are other billionaires, and I don't want to bore everybody. We just don't know their names, and they're into this and that, but they're legitimate. They have legitimate money behind this. So
that's crazy.
And what is Las Vegas not the perfect place to have this?
Oh no, it's definitely the spot, without a doubt.
Sin City, right? Don't they call it Sin City?
They do. That is what they call it.
How about that? How about, you know what? Now, I don't really want to. There's a chance if you tune into this, and obviously with this kind of money, they will find a broadcast partner, right? It may not be year one, ESPN, ABC, but they'll find this thing will be broadcast, right? If it comes off.
If they play their cards right, they could be on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. They just got to play their cards right.
They could. God, we got to get rights to that. How do we do that?
I'm gonna as soon as we get done with as soon as we get done with the show, I'm gonna walk into Brent's office and say I've got a good idea.
Yes. We've got to get this, don't we, Casey?
Yeah, I like it. We've had a few good ideas today, so we'll try for another one. We've been cooking all day.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. The enhanced game. So listen for that. Now, there are some potential downsides, I would think. And,
sure.
I think this will be, you could call it downside or you can call it edge to draw the viewer. If you are as jacked up on PEDs and steroids and hormones as you can possibly be, Casey, I got to believe there's a slight chance that, let's just use the 100 meters, for instance. You may bust out of the blocks and run the 100 meters and win in 6.9 seconds, and then your head may blow up.
Possibly.
At the finish. So, now, would that be good or bad if the winner's head blew up on international TV? I don't know.
Well, I would say, from our standpoint, we'll probably have a good delay going and some bump shots to go to. So we'll be fine if his head blows up. We'll just take a bump of, somebody doing the swimming competition.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't mean to be callous and crass here, but, probably the number one moment in American television involved a head blowing up.
That's fair.
Can you think? You want to take a stab at it?
I assume you're talking about JFK.
John Fitzgerald Kennedy, right?
Yeah.
Is that's probably the number one American television moment in the history of television until the enhanced
I would agree.
game.
Until the enhanced games. You're right.
Right? And also, we run the risk, Casey, I guess, maybe, let's say the entire field, maybe 15 people are at the starting line, and they're about to take off for the enhanced games marathon finals.
Mm-hmm.
Because of all the PEDs and all and the hormones and all, there may be a third eye in the middle of somebody's forehead, but
it's okay.
Right?
That's perfectly fine. There's no rule against that.
Some people's thumbs may have kind of fallen off, maybe,
of
their body, right?
That's fine. We won't zoom in on that part. That's fine. I think we're good. I think this is a good idea. I truly believe this is an entertaining idea that somebody came up with that I'm guessing like an Amazon will jump onto or a Peacock and will stream it. Yeah, I don't think they'll have any problem finding someone to stream their event.
Is that not almost, could you not market this as almost the most incredible reality sports event ever? It's we don't there is no testing. Yeah. Whatever, you can roll to the starting line, right?
Yeah, no, that's a good way to market it, and you would definitely probably have some fights after these things end. So all around, lots of things to see.
Oh, my goodness. And remember this, please. Everybody watching, listening, rewatching, re-listening, blah, blah, blah. You heard it here first. And Casey, I know I'm way down here in Neptune Beach. I can't get to Mr. Martineau's office. Can you please at least just go ahead and say, hey, before you finish off the 2026 budget for Action Sports Jacks, can we talk? Can you go in there and make sure it doesn't spend all the budget money? We might need some for the enhanced games.
I'll be over there as soon as this thing ends. He'll still be here. I'll walk over there. I'll say, Brent, I got a plan.
All right. So you probably are thinking, we're wrapping up hour number one, Casey Kurtz, producer extraordinaire. You're probably thinking, well, gosh darn, that's got to be the peak story of the show today on Thursday for Sliders.
Yeah.
I got one that might rival it. And it involves everybody. If the Colorado Rockies are not your favorite baseball team this season, then you have no feelings. Would you agree with that? They are 8-41.
That's good.
8-41. Now, these numbers I'm going to throw out before we break are going to play into the story. Great Rockies story about how freaking bad they are. The Rockies, as we sit, and actually, they may have played a day game. We got a lot of getaway games. Let me take a real quick look. They are trailing Philadelphia. The Phillies lead 2-0 over Colorado in the top of the eighth. So they are staring at 8-42 through 50 games. Okay, the Rockies going into today's action, if the numbers hold the rest of the year, they would finish. They're projected to finish 26-136 for God's sake.
That's really bad.
And their preseason projection of win total was at 59.5. This tells you just how bad they are. I have what I think is a doozy of a Colorado Rockies story. Do not go anywhere. You're going to love it. Casey, you're going to love it. We're going to talk about it.
All right.
Hour number 2, the Young Norvelle Show continues live from Sliders Oyster Bar.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry. We still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
All right, we are back here on the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar. What a show they put on. They do it every single year, dancing in the streets over the weekend, and it was handled a massive crowd as always, and they handled everybody, got everybody in and out, got them your beverages on a hot Saturday, and great food, seafood, any way you want it prepared to your liking. Sliders Oyster Bar, the best seafood, the freshest seafood can be found right here in Neptune Beach, right down here at the corner. Sliders Oyster Bar. I want to thank our good friends here at Sliders who have been supporting everything that we do. Patrick Young, myself, Terry Norvelle, everything we do here on our different shows over the years, and we can always depend on Sliders Oyster Bar. So can you. Casey Kurtz producing. Casey, you gotta love the lovable. I mean, you talk about lovable losers. My goodness, can you believe they're about to go? What did I say? 40? No. 8-42
Pretty
through
bad.
50 games,
Not
projecting
good.
at about 26 wins, and the low win total I think historically is like 41. I mean, they are way under the pace. They need to pick it up. So this may be the most Colorado Rockies lawsuit of all time. All right, Casey, you sitting down? You ready for this one?
I am sitting down.
Okay, when you go to a sporting event, especially baseball, with all the number of foul balls, home run, balls going into the stands, basically every ticket has electronic or, printed ticket has a disclaimer, and it says something about you assume the assumption of risk.
Yeah.
Of a batted, right? That's pretty standard. Okay.
Sure thing.
So that is a backdrop, but not with the Rockies. A Colorado Rocky fan earlier this year was at Timothy Roquel. He was this was a couple of years ago. This is just coming now through. But back in 23, he was at a Rockies game, and he was smashed in the eye socket by a foul ball.
Jeez.
Serious damage incurred from the said foul ball hitting him in the eyeball, which makes a lot of sense, right? He was up in a private luxury suite on the 100 level, so he's up a little bit high, but the ball, bam, it finds him, as the baseballs can do at times, smashes him in the eye, and he's got some serious damage. His lawsuit describes the baseball hitting him directly in the right eye and face, causing catastrophic and permanent injuries. He's suing. So get this, Casey. Here's where we hunker down.
All right.
He's suing under the Colorado Baseball Spectator Safety Act of 1993, which was the year the Rockies started playing Major League Baseball. So that makes sense that act was, put into law, so here we go. That act does create the assumption of risk for spectators injured by foul balls. But, Casey, one section in that creates an exception for a landowner who does not, quote, make reasonable and prudent effort to design, alter, and maintain the premises in a reasonably safe condition, end quote. Okay? So stick with that. So according to the lawsuit, they have Raquel, the guy suing, that got hit, and his lawyers, according to the lawsuit, the Rockies had been specifically warned by engineers retained by either Major League Baseball or insurers about inadequate netting and increased risk associated with the stadium, yet failed to act. Okay. A lot of mumbo jumbo in there, but that's lawyer talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're saying, okay, we get that. We're not disputing the assumption of risk and the Colorado Baseball Spectator Safety Act of 19. We get that, but it goes deeper than that. And you, the Colorado Rockies, maintaining that field, you did not do your due diligence, and you put our guy in harm's way, and he got drilled in the face by a foul ball.
Uh-huh.
Now they go on, Casey, and this is why some lawyers are pretty smart. The lawyers go on to make sure everybody in the lawsuit knows, hey, Coors Field has a reputation due to its altitude for having balls fly further, faster, and higher than other parks. Don't you love that?
Yeah.
They went altitude, Casey. They went thin air.
Yeah, I mean, you do what you got to do.
You do what you got to do. Now, the best part is still, I know you're thinking, Terry, that's got to be the best part. This all must be the best part wrapped into one. That's what you're thinking, right?
That is indeed what I'm thinking.
Not yet. Best part still to come. So, to hammer home the case The lawsuit goes on to note that over the last many years, including this year, specifically May 10th of this year, and we will get back to that in a moment. The lawsuit goes on to note that the Rockies basically, and I'm going to put this in layman terms if it's okay. The lawsuit goes on to say that the Rockies have been so freaking bad at the game of Major League Baseball that their play makes a stadium culture in which socializing, dining, and business networking have become the primary focus for many of the attendees.
Damn.
So, Casey,
that's bad.
The play on the field is so bad, you don't really watch the play on the field because they are so inept at their baseball playing, but their ineptness is putting me at risk because I'm not watching.
They're basically saying you're watching the same level of play you would see with your kids at the park.
Yes. And they're saying that
is not good.
It's so hard to watch the Rockies play baseball that you tend to quit watching and get more into dining, socializing, and networking. And you have let your guard down, and you may get hit by a screaming foul ball that probably needs more netting to protect the luxury suite that you're in because of the thin air and that baseball going faster and further than any other park.
That's unbelievable.
Oh, my God. And last thing, to really hammer it home, in the lawsuit, to hammer home the fact that the ineptness of the baseball team on the field almost forces you not to pay attention. That's basically what it's come down to, this part of the lawsuit, that they're so bad at baseball, it's almost impossible to pay attention. Thus, protect yourself. They referenced in the lawsuit this year's Rockies game on May 10th.
Oh, no.
Which, by the way, May 10th, which wasn't that long ago, that was the infamous
22-0.
Padres 21, Rockies 0.
Yep, that's bad.
So they referenced the Major League team. They said basically Major League Baseball teams don't get beat 21-0. And Major League Baseball teams don't win 8 of their first 50 games. And this thing's still playing out. The defendant is seeking a judgment in his favor that will pay him for his injuries, damages, and losses caused by the ball hitting him in the face.
Wow.
Casey, is that the greatest rock? I hope he wins.
I hope he wins too.
I hope he wins.
I hope he wins lots of money, not tickets though, because I don't want those tickets. You give me cash money, not tickets.
Yeah, cash money. Those tickets, man, they're not
worthless.
They're not. They're worthless. Those tickets scare me, man.
I don't even want a season ticket to the suites. No. Give me cash.
No, if you give him tickets as part of this, you got to give him a catcher's mask too, don't you?
At this point, yeah, after the first go around, you absolutely do.
His own catcher's mask. He's got to get. Oh, my goodness gracious. What do we do? What are we doing in society? I love it. Oh, I love it. And you wonder why I'm feverishly trying to find an attorney that is looking to become a star in this town. We're trying to introduce sports in courts because there's so much overlap of the sports world and the courts and the law in sports and entertainment. Gosh darn it. We do have an attorney, but we bring on attorney Mike Freed. He's a comedian. So that would kind of be, we don't want our legal guy being our funny guy, right?
Well,
that doesn't jive.
You could have him on Mondays come in and have like a t-shirt and shorts on, but then have him on Thursdays in a suit and just pretend it's a different person.
Maybe. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I absolutely love that story today. It legit. Everything I just told you is legit. It's a legit lawsuit. I guess the guy did get legitimately drilled in the face by a foul ball. And,
it's amazing that a ball was hit that hard.
Yeah. It had to be the opposing
had to be the
team,
opposing
right?
team. You're right. Good call.
Yeah, had to be the other guys. The Rockies haven't hit a ball. I don't think they got one that could go over the netting.
No, probably not. Not at this point. 8-win team's probably not going to be able to do that.
I kidded around one day a couple weeks ago when we had Cade Kistner, our buddy from the baseball publisher for Sports Illustrated. I kidded around with him, but I referenced the Rockies. If you're a minor league player in the Rockies chain, in the White Sox chain, I mean, the parent team's terrible, but isn't that the quickest way for you to get called up?
Yes.
I mean,
no doubt.
If I'm a AA, AAA decent player, I'm like, I kind of like where I'm at right now. Our team's terrible. They may call me up any moment.
It's possible. It's definitely possible.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's take a break. I want to come back. We've got some baseball news and notes, kind of a look around. Got a lot of stuff going on in Major League Baseball. We'll keep some talk going. Gators eliminated from the SEC. We touched on that. Kind of an ugly game last night. I don't know if it was the late first pitch. They didn't throw the first pitch until 9:15 local time in Hoover. That was 10:15 here. Both teams, Ole Miss and Florida, their starters pitched it well, and they really pitched well. But, man, it was an ugly game. A bunch of errors, just ugly baseball. Ole Miss won the game 3-1. I think Ole Miss had 7 hits. I think Florida only mustered up like 4 hits, but both teams had 2, maybe 3 errors each. Kind of an ugly game. Gators are home, waiting on their assignment. I do believe, if I've got this right, College Baseball Regional Selection Day is Monday at noon. I know that's a weird time, but that's what I saw today. We'll track that, talk some more college baseball, what's going on today in college baseball. Tonight, softball, FSU gets underway in softball. Their super regional. Florida gets underway. Florida, Georgia. That's going to be a lot of fun. Super regional softball action in Gainesville. Best 2 out of 3. We'll come back, start resetting the show, and making a turn for home here. Second hour on a Thursday. The Young Norvelle Show live from Sliders Oyster Bar.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
I'll tell you one thing, the Safe Harbor Seafood is flying out of the kitchen here, prepared to your specifications. Places filling up, Sliders Oyster Bar featuring Safe Harbor Seafood. Johnny Pop on the Oyster Bar, Julie behind the beverage bar, patio filling up, happy hour well underway. And if you're like me, I've always considered Thursday the start of the weekend, and it's got that weekend feel down here. Sliders Oyster Bar, the Young Norvelle Show. This is our Thursday home. Casey Kurtz producing and jumping in. Casey, I want to start this segment with just things that are not cool. Just general things not cool.
Okay.
Such as, Casey, not cool when middle of the night you're walking around and you smash your shin maybe into the coffee table. Oh,
okay.
Not cool,
Yep,
right?
not cool.
That hurts. Yeah, not cool. Old school, back before everybody had an electric toothbrush. Remember the old manual toothbrush, man? You're brushing your teeth away. You're going to town. You're trying to get done with the teeth, and you smash that toothbrush into your gum and your jaw, and oh, that hurts. Oh, not cool. Would you say that? Not cool?
I would agree fully.
Not cool. Tell you another thing, not cool. Sitting someplace, such as the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar, I look to my right. Big plate glass windows. I can see the beverage bar. I can see the oyster bar. I look to my straight and to my left. I'm at the patio. Everybody's on the patio dining and eating. There's probably 75 people in here right now. That's cool. What's not cool is 74 people have alcoholic drinks in front of them, and there's one guy that doesn't.
Huh.
Yeah,
who might that
who
be?
the guy is. The not cool guy, I guess. Not cool, but 601 is right around the corner. Casey, you want to take it back a little bit? I want to make sure we tell everybody the news has broken that longtime UNF men's basketball coach Matt Driscoll has resigned his position to accept an assistant position with the Kansas State Wildcats, Division I. Obviously, big-time program. K-State's played big-time basketball for a long time. Casey, I don't know if you have any history with Coach Driscoll. I think you were a UNF guy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go back with Coach Driscoll? I mean, I've always had a wonderful relationship with Coach.
Yep, I do. I got a lot of love for Coach Driscoll. When me and Brian had our show on radio,
right.
Coach Driscoll used to listen often. I guess he was driving home from practice, and he would call us on the line in the studio.
Nice.
And not want to be on the show, but like we'd be talking about something and he would just like call it and be like, this is what you're like getting at basically. And I'd be like, yeah, like I'd forget something. He'd be like, this is, and it would be like a restaurant. Nice. I clearly remember he called in, we were trying to think of the name of a restaurant on Beach and Hodges. And me and Brian couldn't think of it. We go to break, phone rings, Coach Driscoll. He's like, it's this place. I go there all the time. I'm like, okay. So just that kind of stuff happened a lot with Coach Driscoll. So, yeah, I got a lot of love for him. I know tomorrow he's going to have a press conference at UNF, which
Nice.
Brent will be at, and we'll have some reaction from that tomorrow on the network. So, yeah, good dude. Happy for him. As long as he's happy, I'm happy. So, nothing but love for Coach Driscoll.
And I'm a Jacksonville guy. I can't even recall who the basketball coach was at UNF before Matt Driscoll. I mean, he's that much of an institution, and I don't know if I don't even know, did he start the basketball program? My God, when I think UNF basketball, all you think of is Coach Driscoll.
Sure.
I mean, that's all you think about. Do you know of Bobby Sass? And I think that's the name that Patrick Young, who broke the story here for us, I guess a long-time assistant. So they've hired within, it looks like. So there's no need for a search, and the existing roster, at least they know who their coach is going to be.
Yep.
So hopefully, they can have some retention. But yeah, I gotta believe tomorrow, knowing Coach Driscoll, he's a salesman. He's a basketball coach, a salesman, a good guy. I gotta believe that tears will flow tomorrow with Coach Driscoll. Would you think so?
Oh, without a doubt.
Teary eye. Not just Coach Driscoll, but yeah, a really neat guy. He one of those guys. I mean, unless he hit it well, did he ever have a down day? You ever see Coach Driscoll down?
No, never once. And yeah, there's definitely going to be some emotion tomorrow. There's no doubt. I mean, listen, there's a little bit of emotion today when I was in there with Brent and we were kind of working on some stuff, and Brent was one of the first people that kind of pushed it out, and we were going through some of the older stuff and stories that Brent's done, and it's just they've known each other a long time, so there's a lot of emotion there. So I'm sure tomorrow there'll definitely be some of that, not just from Coach, but a lot of the media members and people at UNF that have been around for it.
Sure, and I think some JU people, JU and UNF joint. See what you want. They're joined at the hip to a degree. Same level of Division I basketball, but the same level, same conference. And is the River City Rumble, is it Indiana, Kentucky? No, it's not Duke, North Carolina. But Matt Driscoll, as much as anyone over the last 15 years he's been here as a UNF coach, he has helped. That River City Rumble basketball, in all sports, it's big. It's gotten pretty freaking big around here. Wouldn't you say, when those two teams play twice in the regular season and sometimes a third time in basketball?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. And you've seen in the last couple of years, like Josh Hines Allen, the leader of the Jacksonville Jaguars, has been courtside for both games multiple times. So, like, he's brought players with him. There's been 10-plus Jags players in attendance for those games, and that's a big deal. Both gyms are packed when they do it. So, yeah, it's definitely a big deal.
That is, it's a fun game. I've been to a bunch of them. It is a fun game. Either campus, it's a fun game. Matt Driscoll is as responsible for that game where it's at. I mean, gosh darn, the every local TV station is doing hits that day, that during the game, after the game. Every radio, just about every streaming entity on that day is set up somewhere in and around the host gym. Yeah, it's a big deal, and it's a big deal. It is, and I think Patrick said it well when he broke the story here on our show that UNF basketball coach Matt Driscoll is leaving for a position at Kansas State. So it's a nice step for him, but bittersweet. I think bittersweet is apropos for what is going on. So I wanted to get that on at least one more time for people, and I'm not sure when we'll find out tomorrow all the plans. Is he here for another week to summer, halfway through summer? Does he have camp responsibility? I don't know. We'll find all of it out, but we certainly from afar will support Matt Driscoll because he has been a great supporter of the sports landscape here in Jacksonville. Major League Baseball news and notes, Casey, want to just kind of bump through. We didn't really get to this 2 days ago. Spencer Strider made his return for the Braves. He took the loss 2 nights ago, but he gave the Braves 4 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, and only 1 walk. Casey, I don't know if you remember from a couple days ago. I didn't really dive into it other than the box score, but I mean, with what Strider's gone through, with what the Braves need from their pitching staff, that's got to be an encouraging. I know he took the loss. That's an encouraging first line, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, wins and losses don't matter, and they do for the team, but not for the pitcher.
Yeah,
it's a good starting point, if you will, and on middle of May, something to build off of. So you got to be encouraged if you're the Braves, but you need him to go out there and do it a couple more times just to feel confident that he's not going to be hurt again.
Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully not. The word is, he doesn't have that. At least right now, he had a 98, 99. He touched 100 here and there. Word is he
Definitely
wasn't doing that, but I think that's encouraging. 4 1/3, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, and only 1 walk on his first return to the mound in a while. This ran yesterday, Casey. I watched a lot of college baseball when I got home. Obviously, the Gators, the late game, but this ran. I didn't go find this out. It ran on the scroll all night, but I didn't know this. Who's got the best record in Major League Baseball right now?
I believe it's the Detroit Tigers, but I'm unconfirmed.
It is the Detroit. You believe correctly. Not the Yankees, not the Dodgers. Detroit going into today, 33-17, leading their division, of course. But how about that? And I dug into it a little bit more, Casey. How about this? To make it even more impressive, 33-17, best record right now, basically through 50 games. The Detroit Tigers. Do you realize, I didn't know this until I looked it up, Detroit opened the season 0-3. They opened at the Dodgers. They opened 0-3, and then they went to Seattle. So they went first place team for. They opened on the West Coast. They were 2-4, and from that point to open the season, they're 33-17 best. That makes it even more impressive, I think.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, they've gotten a lot of good play kind of randomly. Javier Baez, who was left for dead, is playing really good baseball for them in center field. They brought in Gleyber Torres, and he's been good.
Yeah.
I really like Kerry Carpenter. He's one of their best players. Riley Green is their best player.
And they may have the best pitcher in baseball. Skubal may be the best pitcher in baseball.
You could certainly make an argument that Terry Skubal is the best pitcher in baseball. Yeah. So they're sneaky good, obviously. As you mentioned, not many people really realize what their record is, but their bullpen's good. They've got enough starting pitching for the moment. If they're dead serious about trying to win something, they need to go get more pitching. But their lineup is, for the most part, young and pretty good.
Yeah. You said I didn't know this until I started digging in this morning to the Tigers because these stats were incredible, and I looked up their schedule, and that was impressive. 2-4 start. They started on a West Coast swing. We talked about, didn't the Braves do that as well? I think the Braves started.
I believe they did
a West Coast swing, and that was a tough. Well, the Tigers did it as well. I didn't even know Javier Baez, who's kind of a local product, right? I mean, he played high school ball in our area.
Yep.
He's still in the bigs, and he's playing center field, like you said. Still in the bigs.
Yeah, no, I mean, he was nothing short of terrible the last couple of years since signing the big deal with the Tiger. Yeah, I mean, he was unplayable. Like, you could not put him out there for his contract, and they moved him to center field, and that's not even the story. The story is he's not swinging and missing as much, which he's swung and missed his whole career. So I'm not sure what happened there, but it's a huge, massive boost for the Tigers, and he's playing an unbelievable defensive center field as well, which is somewhat surprising.
And he's an infielder by trade, but he's late in his career. The hands aren't probably as quick, and so he's found a home. He's athletic enough to go play center field to continue making money and furthering his career. Good for him, man. He's had a hell of a career. Most notably with the Cubs, is that right?
Oh, definitely.
That's his team of record, right? If you said team of record.
For sure.
Speaking of the Tigers, and this goes hand in hand, the longest winning streak in baseball this year was just snapped a couple of days ago, right? The Twins rattled off. How about the Twins? 13 in a row, I think it got to, right?
Yeah, that's right. We've been following that, yeah.
Yeah, so they finally lost 2 days ago, so the streak's over. But Detroit is why Minnesota really did. They won 13 in a row and didn't make up any ground, really.
Gotta love
because of Detroit.
Gotta love it. Definitely some frustration in the clubhouse for that one.
Yeah, a couple more Major League Baseball news and notes I wanted to get to. Casey, I want your knowledge here. Just things going on. Don't look now, the LA Angels, 6 straight wins. Don't look now, Phillies, 6 straight wins. That's not good for the Braves because either it's the Phillies red hot or the Mets. It's just hard to climb multiple teams. But the Phillies are on a 6-game heater now. One thing that helps, they've been rocking the Rockies a little bit. That always helps.
Definitely.
You know. And Casey, I kind of knew this, but to look it back up, it's still hard to fathom that this is happening in around a major league franchise in a major league city, kind of. The Athletics, when you look at the standings, they don't even have a city name, a location name. They're just listed as Athletics.
For sure.
Right? The Athletics have lost 8 in a row. They're not a very good franchise. They're not a very good team. I had kind of forgotten until this morning. What a horrible situation. The Athletics, who finished up in Oakland last year, they're done in Oakland. That's why they're not the Oakland Athletics anymore. They're just the Athletics. They play in West Sacramento in the AAA ballpark, right?
Yes, correct.
Because they are waiting. They're going to move to Las Vegas, right?
They are.
But that park won't be ready for a couple of years.
That is correct.
So this blows me away. A major league franchise, the Athletics, really have no home city. They play in the AAA ballpark in West Sacramento, California. That's where they play their home games. They share that stadium with a AAA team that's affiliated with the San Francisco Giants. Casey, how does that happen in Major League Baseball?
I mean, it shouldn't. It's a bad situation.
Horrible situation.
And I mean, nothing you're really going to be able to do about it because of at least the Rays situation at some point will be fixed. But yeah, I mean, having 2 teams playing minor league ballparks is not ideal at all. But the A's one is significantly worse.
And what blows me away, the whole thing blows me away. I mean, this is one of the 3 major sports in our country, billion-dollar industry. You've got a team that has no home, and their actual home stadium won't be done for 2 more years. I think they're going to move in at 28, 27. They're going to do this again next year.
Oh, definitely.
Casey, it would be barely acceptable if the ballpark they're playing in and sharing with a AAA team was in their own farms. It's not their farm team.
Nah, not even a little.
San Francisco's.
Yeah, that team, their AAA team, is in Las Vegas currently. So I'm not sure why they couldn't have, played that game, but apparently they were not interested.
What a horrible situation for, they've been playing. Major League Baseball's been around a little while. They kind of know what they're doing. God almighty.
It's been around a little bit, yeah.
Unreal. Just wanted to get that out. I'm sure I knew about this, but just diving back into it, and I would have probably bet donuts to whatever that saying is. Okay, they're playing in a AAA ballpark. They're sharing it with an active AAA team. That's got to be their AAA. Nope, it's not their AAA team. It's the Giants.
Yeah.
Hi. Maybe I'm making too much of this. All right, let's take one break, come back. Got a couple of fun facts I want to throw out this week in sports history. We'll lighten it up at the end. It's been a fun show. Hope you've enjoyed it. One segment left, the Young Norvelle Show. Coming back to wrap things up live from Sliders Oyster Bar.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
All right, we're starting to wrap things up here on Thursday. We'll be back at it on Friday, 4 to 6. The Young Norvelle Show, of course, coming to you on a Friday. Hope you're going to tune in with us tomorrow and help us grow the show. Share if you get all of our show rundowns. Please share those. That will help us a lot. Terry Norvelle here. Patrick Young was with us hour number 1. Casey Kurtz, of course, producing and helping keep the show flowing. Want to get some college baseball out here. Final segment. SEC play. Texas A&M continues their little run. They're trying to run their way into regional baseball play. They need some wins. They probably need 2 more wins. A&M earlier today wins their second game of the tournament. They knocked out Auburn 3-2. Right now, Texas, in the current SEC baseball game going on, Texas leads Tennessee 4-0. And, of course, everything's a single elimination. So, Texas, the #1 overall seed in the tournament, leading Tennessee 4-0. I would expect more fireworks, though, from that ball game. Tennessee's got a hell of an offense. So 4-0 Texas. JU was in a close game with 1 seed Austin Peay in the ASUN baseball tournament. Austin Peay got going and heated it up to the tune of a 9-1 final win for Austin Peay. So the Dolphins have no more room for error. They will need to go on a heater, a good 3-game probably heater. So JU now knocked down into the losers bracket, and it's tough to come out of that. But we'll keep tracking JU at least through tomorrow. I would imagine they are playing tomorrow. All right, let's have a little fun here at the end and hit some this week in the sports history. Casey, I want your sense of humor into some of these if you so choose, and if there's some stuff in. All right, I like doing this. This is kind of this week in sports history. We go back to 1920. How about this? Major League Baseball police raid the bleachers of the Cubs stadium. Any idea what they did? Why they arrested some 24 people? Casey, they in 1920 they raided the bleachers and arrested. And I'll give you a heads. I'll make it harder for you, but I'll give you. It had nothing to do with prohibition or drinking.
That was what I was about to ask you. All right.
The next thing that was big back then. Think. I'll give it away. Think Black Sox.
Gambling.
Gambling. They were gambling in the bleacher. You can't. I guess they were they throwing dice and putting bets? I don't know. They were gambling just out in the open.
What makes that hilarious is nowadays, if you have been to Wrigley Field recently or not, there is a DraftKings sports book inside of Wrigley Field. I'm not kidding.
How about? Isn't that great? That is wonderful?
They built a whole new construction for it. It's actually super nice. I've been, but pretty wild.
24 of them. They got run in to the pokey for gambling in the stands, in the bleachers.
Maybe they can get reinstated now that
maybe
Pete Rose and Joe Jackson are back.
Got to be some compensation for the families, right?
Got to be. Let's get them back in.
Right? $20 or something. This date, this week in sports history, 1930. Okay, 1930. The University of California, they shelled out $1,500, which I expect was a big number back then. 1930. Sure. They earmarked $1,500 at the University of California to research and look for a cure for athlete's foot. We still haven't cured athlete's foot, have we?
How about that? I mean, I heard now this is not a educational program, but I heard one time on the show too. No, I'm not saying this show. I'm saying the show I'm about to reference.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Fire.
I heard on 2.5 Men one time from Charlie Sheen that you can cure athlete's foot with urine.
Urine or Mayan?
Urine.
No, Mayan urine, not urine. I don't want.
I mean, I don't really want yours specifically, but listen, I'm just saying if you end up with athlete's foot, give it a try or don't.
I thought that was if you got stung by a man-o-war or a stingray or something.
That's a jellyfish, but no, that's real. I'm pretty sure you do have to do that.
Yeah. The problem is you can't start whizzing on your foot at the beach with a bunch of people. You're going to get an indecent exposure ticket, aren't you?
From what I understand about the jelly, and I've never been in this situation, but from what I somewhat understand about the jellyfish sting situation is more times than not, there has to be a someone there to assist you with this plan, if you will.
Oh, okay.
Because like, what if you get stung by a jellyfish like on the back of your thigh?
Yeah. That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
I could go a lot of different ways, but I'm not.
I would just leave it for sure.
I'm just going to go to this week in sports history, 1959, and this sounds like an incredible stat, but when you think about, for the longest time, the Yankees they were one of only like two, the Cardinals, one or two franchises that really competed. Everybody else was basically the minor leagues to the Yankees. You would open a season, and if you were these other cities, if you had good players, the Yankees would just buy them from you. But it's still impressive. This week, sports history, 1959, the Yankees fell into last place for the first time since 1940.
Damn.
They went 19 years without being in the cellar.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. This week, 1964, Olympic boxing trials. Buster Mathis, and I've heard of this guy, not a household name. Buster Mathis, he outpointed in the Olympic trials boxing. He outpointed a guy named Joe Frazier. We all heard about Joe Frazier. Hadn't really heard of Buster Mathis. I have a little bit. But so he beats Frazier on points. So he's going to be the heavyweight representative in the Olympics in 64, but he injures his thumb. So Frazier fills in, of course, goes and wins the damn gold medal, and he ends up being Joe Frazier. Nobody knows who Buster Mathis is to this day, but everybody knows Joe Frazier.
How about that?
Stupid thumb. Hey, stupid thumb, right?
Don't even need it.
Stupid opposable thumb. Buster Mathis could have been the Thriller in Manila with Buster Mathis and Muhammad Ali. I think he actually fought Ali as a professional, maybe. This week, 5 minutes left. We'll get some more here. This week, sports history, 1985. Must have been a dry year. How about this, Casey? 1985, this week, and keep in mind, we're 50 games into Major League Baseball, basically, right? 50 games. In 85, this week, Major League Baseball suffered their first rainout of the year. 485 games went by without one rainout. Nuts.
That is wild.
Rain.
Well,
somebody get it.
You know what? You know why?
Why?
No Florida teams at that point.
Good point. That is a good point. Good point. No Florida teams, a bunch of turf, obviously non-turf, natural fields could get rainy and muddy if there is any rain. But, yeah, that's a good point. No, gosh darn, the Marlins got rained out every other hour, didn't they?
Yeah.
For a while. Yeah. How about that? 485 games into the season before they rain out. I thought this was interesting, particularly because this baseball player I'm going to reference was a big, strong, absolute power hitter, and you don't think of any, cheap infield singles. This week, 1997, Frank Thomas, the power-hitting big first baseman, Frank Thomas, safely reached base in his 15th straight game. Wouldn't you think a little one or two hole hitter would be a guy that would do that? Not a Frank Thomas. 15 straight games on base. No infield singles.
Probably some walks in there for sure.
Maybe some intentional walks is the only thing I could figure out. But yeah, that kind of blew me away.
The big hurt. Now he's talking for Nutrigenics.
Yes, he is. What does Nutrigenics do for you? Is it something you need to talk about?
I couldn't tell you. I'm not. It's not the. Yeah. I'm not the target audience.
Not a male helper, is it? Is it
unconfirmed? I'm 27. I just keep going.
Yes, exactly. It could be a daddy's little helper, if you know what I mean.
Could potentially be.
I don't know. All right, last one, and we'll really wrap it up. Got about 3 minutes left here on a fun Thursday edition of the show, live from Sliders Oyster Bar. On the surface, you wonder how this could happen in Major League Baseball, as modern as this week in 1996. But if you break it down, I think, Casey, you'll have some ideas. You may concur with me. This week in history, 1996, the Cincinnati Reds were charged with batting out of order against the LA Dodgers.
Huh.
Isn't that hard to believe that could happen at that level?
Yes.
But I'm going to throw a couple of addendums, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong. Keep in mind, in 1996, National League pitchers still batted.
Sure.
There was not a universal DH. So I could, in a weird way, maybe the pitcher of record that was on the mound that came off that inning, that half inning, he may have had a tough inning. He was going to get lifted, but maybe they didn't let the scorekeeper know or the umpire know, and that pitcher may have come up to bat, but they did a double switches, how that works and all.
Yep.
That's how I could imagine that probably happened. Wouldn't you think? There was a double switch. The pitcher who was going to get lifted out of the game anyway, he wasn't going to go back out on the mound. He might have been due up. And the Reds said, hey, we're going to do a double switch. We're going to put this guy, and we want him to lead off, but he's going to bat for it. You know what I mean? How they can move that around?
Yeah. That better be what happened.
That better be. But, man, how odd would it be that in those 2.5 minutes, and somebody in the press box, somebody in the dugout didn't say, whoa. Why is Joe going up to bat? This is supposed to be Steve.
Exactly. I mean, you got to catch on to that.
The value. But Casey, damn it, that tells you the value of a team mom.
That's true.
The team mom would have called it.
It's never happened in my games. Team mom had it under control.
Hey, it happened in the Cincinnati Reds game, but I guarantee you the Mandarin Reds team mom would not have let that happen.
Absolutely not.
Right?
Got to pay attention.
Let's hear it for team. We pay homage to the team mom. Way to
Absolutely.
go, team mom. All right, Casey. Unless you got something else, I'm done. I'm out.
I'm done.
We're wrapping it up. Had a fun one today. We'll do it again. I promise tomorrow we'll have a lot more college baseball. Softball, we'll have FSU's result from game 1 tonight. FSU takes on Texas Tech. In Tallahassee, Super Regional Softball. Tomorrow we'll kind of preview a little bit anyway. Florida-Georgia Softball. They've got a little bit of a history of meeting one other time in a Super Regional. Florida was the number 1 seed in the country in 2016. And unseeded Georgia rolled into Gainesville and eliminated the Gators. They get together tomorrow, first game, Super Regional, best 2 out of 3 in softball. We'll talk about that as we go. That'll do it for Casey Kurtz and, of course, our broadcast partner, Patrick Young. I'm Terry Norvelle, hoping you have a great rest of your Thursday. Thanks to the folks here at Sliders Oyster Bar. We'll do it again tomorrow, 4 o'clock, for the next edition of the Young Norvelle Show.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month. and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay calm.